Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Join this amazing community we have here. Turn on the post notification bell so that you can be the first person to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Help us grow this channel by giving this video a massive thumbs up so that it gets recommended to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Festus Keyamo Disgraced in court, ordered to pay 10 million naira to Atiku and Inec. A federal high court in Abuja on Monday awarded a 10 million naira fine against Mr. Festus Keyamo, former Minister of State for Labour and Employment, for filing a frivolous suit against Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party (PDP's) presidential candidate in the February 25 election. Justice James Omotosho, in a ruling, awarded a 5 million naira fine each in favor of Abubakar and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), making a 10 million naira against Keyamo. Justice Omotosho would describe the suit as frivolous, vexatious, and abuse of court processes, directed that the fine should be paid at 10% per annum until the cost is finally liquidated. The order followed an oral application by counsel for Atiku, Benson Igbanyo, and that of the ICPC, Oluwakemi Odogun, asking for cost after the matter was dismissed. Keyamo was also the spokesperson of the dissolved Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council (PCC), had filed the suit marked FHC ABJCS 84/2023 on January 20. In the application, he had sought an order compelling the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), ICPC, and the Code of Conduct Bureau (CCB) to probe and prosecute Abubakar Atiku. Keyamo based his action on the ground of claims by one of Abubakar's aides, Michael Achimugu, that between 1999 and 2007, when he was vice president, he, Achimugu, conspired with ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo to rip off the country using what he termed special purpose vehicles. The ex-minister filed the suit after the 72-hour ultimatum he gave the three investigating agencies elapsed. He alleged that Abubakar was in violation of Section 18, subsection 2 of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and Section 96, subsection 1 of the Penal Code, hence unqualified to contest in February 25 poll. But Atiku, first defendant, through his lawyer, filed a notice of preliminary objection, seeking for an order dismissing the suit for being incompetent, lack of local standing, want of jurisdiction, and for non-disclosure of reasonable cause against him. The EFCC, ICPC, and CCB, in their separate preliminary objections, also challenged the competency of the suit and jurisdiction of the court. Delivering the ruling, Justice Omotosho held that he had two issues for determination, and that was whether the suit was frivolous and whether the relief sought by Keyamo could be granted. The judge, who said the jurisdiction of a court would be determined, also said that the locus standi of the application would also be looked into. Locus standi is the capacity of a party to institute an action. It interrogates what is the business of a plaintiff with the defendant. The need for proper locus standi is to prevent busybody from instituting a suit and restraining them from wasting the time of a court, he said. He said, though the court did not say that the ex-minister did not have a right to write statutory agencies to investigate Abubakar, but that he had not shown why he was affected by Abubakar's action. A citizen of a country has a right to report crime, and that cannot be an infraction on fundamental rights of any person. But the complainant is to complain to the statutory agencies and not to drag the first defendant with the agencies to court to seek an order to compel the agencies to investigate the suspect, he said. Justice Omotosho held that investigating authorities had the discretionary powers to investigate any case and to know if such case would warrant any prosecution or not, citing previous cases to back his action. The law is that the court cannot compel investigating agencies to perform their discretionary powers, it said. The judge who read Keyamo's letter, wherein he gave the investigating agencies 72-hour ultimatum to investigate Abubakar, said the Court of Appeal, in one of its decisions, cautioned public officers against abuse of powers. It says that it was unheard of that a citizen would give statutory agencies 72 hours to investigate and prosecute an alleged offense, and immediately after the 72 hours, an action was filed. The question is 72 hours sufficient for the investigation and conclusion of action of this nature? The answer is no, he said. Omotosho, who says that Keyamo did not even give a reasonable time for the statutory bodies to act before filing the suit, said this means that the action was filed in bad faith. He said the case was frivolous and an abuse of court process. The plaintiff, who is supposed to be a lawyer, would think that a suit compelling a statutory body will have success given 72 hours. The plaintiff should know that these agencies are at liberty on when to investigate and when to conclude, he said. He said Keyamo acted as if he was an errand boy. He said it was high time public officers knew that statutory agencies should not be used to settle political discord. The judge therefore commended the EFCC, ICPC and CCB for refusing to act in a way that would suggest that Keyamo was giving them directive. The plaintiff would know that such suits will not succeed, he said. Omotosho would describe the suit as frivolous, vexatious, and abuse of court process, consequently dismissed the suit. Shortly after the ruling, ICPC's lawyers, Odogun, asked for a 30 million fine in favor of his client. She argues that the ICPC had been diligent in defending the matter and that time and resources had been wasted. Also, Abubakar's lawyer, Mr. Igbonion, prayed the court for 200 million fine against Keyamo, considering that his client was former president and presidential candidate in the last election. But Keyamo's counsel, O.C. Uju, disagreed with the two lawyers, asking the court to dismiss the application for a cost. The judge, however, awarded a 5 million naira fine each in favor of Abubakar and ICPC. You all, let me have your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this? Subscribe if you haven't. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.